straight into the action, Harry. We're not waiting around. Heroic T-side start on their map pick. It's Train. With Astralis in the outer yard, only 3 here. Dupree's going to find a first kill. Device dinked on the inner bomb site, but that bomb is already get planted on outer. We still have Astralis stacked on the wrong site, where they try and deal with this lurk of Tessers. They are at least getting the kills on A, but the bomb's been planted, and the retake is on with no kit.
Oh, yikes. And for Tessers and Nico left in this 2-on-5, they are going to be hard-pressed to get back into it. Tessers, the only man remaining, and even then, it only...
One's come out well here for either side. Heroic are going to decide to leave that position and go back towards the B halls. 2 players above Pop about to drop. Magiski just mows them down. Nice and easy stuff. That's the lead. And combined with the fact that they have a lurk up Ivy in the form of Stound, he can come in on a bit of a backstab.
Let's see what Stound can do here. And he's going to be a pretty important player as this push is coming in over here towards the B site. Device, he is going to turn heads there by opening up with the first kill. Zipex now taking a bit of a peek at as well. Doesn't see anyone the first time around, but now through the smoke, Borup does find himself getting deleted. While they are ready for a man wrapping in through Ivy, it's still Stound finding the kills. This actually leaves a 3-on-3, and this now has the added pressure of a lurk, spurring Astralis deeper into the bomb site. They're trying to pick up the pace. They're trying to close the distance here, because they know eventually Stound is going to be there behind enemy lines, but they've dealt with everyone in the front line, and that only leaves you with this one man. He's too far away. The round is over.
Some teams really mess that up, and I'm so glad to see it.
Up outside of A. It's going to fall to the likes of Dupree, Magis, and Yugi to hold down the firing line.
Yeah, well, Dupree, the first of which, already finding Tessers above the Pop Dog. That's cut off this split for Heroic. They're all coming from T-Con, and Magiska's just dropped the smoke in 20 seconds. Heroic, this is a save. There's nothing they can do. Astralis was set up perfectly for this, with a double Pop Dog player, plus a man on the E-box, 3-2 split, and Heroic walk into the 3. That is going to leave Astralis taking another round, and Heroic, again, want to throw in a bit of a faster approach to this one.
Well, Yugi's just been deleted. Borup following up. Magisk is here now, like trying to save the day a bit, trying to kind of pick up team spirit in this round. And I'm of course talking about the team spirit of Astralis, not the CIS legends. Magisk down towards Ivy, keeping his eye on this location, while the rest of the gang now try and take a position to deal with main. Magisk, though, he's got his head on a swivel, and this man is looking like Owlboy here. He's blowing that head around. He's finding kills left and right, but finally...
That's walking into the path. The device is on as well. He's about to get the info. They're not going to check it. That's the kill. 14 seconds. Straight out to the AK-47. The bomb on the ground, and Heroic need to get that plant in. Device has a spot, and he knows Stound's likely sticking it. Going to move closer and closer. On top of the train. Stound in the sight, and the jump for Device. Oh, he gets peaked mid-air.
And Ivy, and Magisk has come out on top. Cadian on 1 point of health, and Magisk almost with a double. He has turned Heroic away from this A bomb site. They're still sticking around. They're still looking like they want to go for it. But with 3 players here for Astralis, Magisk getting aggressive. Cadian, this should be the end of him, and it is. Cadian has been removed. Borup, Tessers, 2v5 now. You're asking a lot, and they're not able to deliver. Borup, left all alone, does at least have himself this bomb, but yikes, man. Didn't even hear the
good at knowing when to come in through this connector, when to assist Zipex inside of B. And I mean, to be fair, it has been pretty obvious, right? When Heroic are going B, they're silent on A. So right now, they're just going to walk into the firing line. Device fires off his AWP. Zipex waiting in the middle of the bomb train. Should be able to deny the plant as well, but he's looking to take kills before that. Dropping Stound, the Deagle pushed up. Borup has found Device. There's another AWP coming through connector. Yugi getting very tagged up. He's careful. Zipex will clean up the job instead. Astralis don't rotate Device in time, so it's just Zipex here playing very passive, looking to retake. Astralis are not going to be worried about this, but it will at least give Heroic that money they so desperately desire with the bomb plant.
That's the win in and of itself if you're lucky enough to be Heroic right now. They will get this bomb planted and now closing the distance. Device spamming this Tech 9. That's going to give his position away. And Tessers continuing to go aggressive. Actually runs out of ammo. Magisk and Dupree, they've put this back in a good situation for the Astralis side. 3v2 now. Orb still up in the retake. That's going to be in the hands of Yugi, and he's going to have to be instrumental here in this retake, holding down these post plants. The molly burns out Borup, and now they know where Cadian resides, but Yugi not able to get the shot off, and now just taking the bomb. Cadian Canadian spam it, and he just about gets him off. It's going to be Heroic getting
4 on the board for Heroic, and as he draws Astralis' money into question, this has 2 results, right? Either Astralis sweep the half here, or Heroic have a really, really good T side and like to get 6-7 rounds. That's looking possible with Astralis' money on edge. His grenade hits Canadian. Matches. Shooting.
No, not
oh no!
He couldn't even see. Magis, that's not fair. That's not fair, Magis. Come on, you can't do them like that. They're Danish as well. Heroic, 3 on 5. Cadians, you know, like teasing with the tip of the AWP a bit, trying to give it away. Dupree, very invested in keeping an eye on this, and he will catch Cadian. So yeah, this would be nuts if Stown does it. But I don't know if he's going to do it. 1v5 here required.
Here's the audio, here's the falling back, that's something, and actually no one's watching the pop dog, so a bit of a free kill, but Magis comes from above, Stown kills him. Oh dear, messy one. Luckily, there's only 15 seconds left. Astralis looking to stop this bomb from getting planted. Zipnix doesn't want him to cross to the site. He's going to play at the back of the train, does spot him, and Stown, oh, he fakes it out. Zipnix just in the heads of his enemies, rent-free, doesn't even need to push, and even though he does, it doesn't matter. The grenade will finish.
On back round, and he's dropped himself a smoke. Down at the ramp, Magisk actually aggressing into main, strips one from the ranks of Heroic. Stown has gotten out through Ivy, but there should be a man keeping an eye on this. Actually, he's slipped by, using that smoke, he's caught a timing past Yugi, and will end up taking care of a man at the A site. Now Dupree, shut down as well. There's only one man alive over inside of B, and with his death, the bomb is now given over to Astralis. Down, once again, asked to clutch here for Heroic in another undoable clutch round. It feels like 12 points of health to his name and a 1v3 to 5.
Yeah, Stown's had a great half, but he's been left in so many clutches, so many lurks and flanks that Astralis have just what they're about to walk into. But let's see if they can figure it out. Let's see if they can piece together this puzzle as they go storming down ramp. Quick shot from Teslas takes the first kill, and Astralis, they've now figured it out. Not the full setup, not the full details and the grisly knowledge that Astralis are walking into a full setup. Plant coming through, but it will be denied, and now it is just down to one man. Yuki deep within the site, but he's past Heroic, and he's got a 180 into his own death.
Between the sites, and as this utility comes on over, he finds himself back inside of A. Sound trying to hold close to main. Will put up one onto Yugi. Trades going left and right, but Cadian not going down without a fight, and that's exactly what he's going to get. 7 seconds. Time is the problem. Zipek's going to get this bomb down. They're trying to deny it, and it's not planted for Astralis. Farup comes in and finishes things off.
Tight. Remember the AWP, it's still here. Nico close in the bomb train as well. A Molotov timed well into the feet of Astralis, but they're going to go as soon as it fades.
Here they go. Stown opening up, but there's the equalizer. Comes from a man named Dupree, and that's going to open up a route into this B bomb site. However, Tessez dealing with Yugi. Trying to come in on this lurk, now leaves Astralis in a 3-on-4. Luckily enough, because Heroic did take some time out of their day to prioritize dealing with Yugi, it does give Astralis a little bit more time to get set up in these post plants, and the well-timed utility, these Molotovs, have bought even more time, whittled even more time away off of this clock now. Device taking matters into his own hands, swings on the peak. Ooh, looking for another. And Device pinned down inside of the site. 2 players fall, leaving it onto Zipex. But if one man could get you believing for Astralis, it might be this one. They're on the bomb. Zipex does damage, and he's going to take down all 3. Zipex with a stellar clutch. And this
occurs, but can they continue here, or will it be a one and done?
Well, it kind of needs to continue immediately for Heroic. That's the one downside of such a one-sided first half for Astralis. And Cadian, luckily enough, he's not really in the business of slowing down, is this guy. He's opened up with a man advantage now for the Heroic side. And that comfortably in a 5-on-4, knowing the pressure. Now residing with Astralis to try and recuperate this man advantage. Cadian's going to keep on holding this aggressive line into main. They do manage to get Yugi into the front line all alone. But what's he able to do from here? He's very much pinned on in, hiding in main. And I think there was a chance this A split could have worked. However, with Heroic now clearing these upper halls, ready to come in on a pop dog flank, Zipex, his kind of timing here is everything. And Nico, oh, he gets up nice and close. He bides his time, and that's going to be 2 for 1 for the man in pop dog. Bear in mind, there wasn't just one player here, there was 2. The other one, Borup, he's all the way in T-spawn. He continued flanking. Like our individual talent, and I feel like we are seeing Astralis go for like a lot more of these hero plays than we necessarily would, and it kind of feels like they've had to bank on that a little bit more. Now that's expected, you know. I think that's why Device said it. Like, he was saying the whole time, I think the most important thing right now is to just be honest with ourselves and how we're going to have to play and how we're going to have to address these problems. So Astralis, this really is like a test of their on-the-fly problem solving. They get out an Ivy in this round, but they're kind of trapped here behind back green. This doesn't seem as advantageous as it might look. And there's the proof in the pudding. Very, very quickly emerging. Magisk and Yugi both drops down, going to go through this smoke and drops Device. It's Zipex left alone in a 1v5.
I wouldn't want to take away a victory or even how many rounds Heroic are getting away from Heroic in this game, but I think one thing that is clear of this T side is
very, very fast round, a real change of pace, and a change of pace is not going to change the results. Borup sends them packing, Tessez in with another. It's Device and Zipex left up, and it's 2 on to come up with all these solutions to the whole host of problems that Heroic have been causing.
Now it's a fast one to beat Kanan. He could get overwhelmed here. This could be another AWP for Astralis. A dangerous decision. And there it is. They've overwhelmed him. They run through the Molotov. Nico trying to stall from upper. They've given away his position, but he's actually got the bomb under control right now. Astralis are getting aggressive, but really they should be getting passive. They need this package back under their hand, and Nico doesn't want to make it easy. He's been spotted. He's been cornered. Device with that big kill, and now back in control are Astralis somehow in this round. They've got weaponry. They've got the bomb. They just need to get Stown out of oil. He's trying to push up. Molotov comes in. Oh, look at Device on the minimap, though. He's going back towards Popdog. He's going to A. Borup has spotted it. He knows, and he does take down a man on the receiving end, but Device has already got this bomb plant in, and with Yugi covering him with the AWP, this is a pitch-perfect round for Astralis. Yugi's missed his shot. He's left Device alone. 1-on-2 for all the marbles.
Oh, dear. Device now is asked to do it all. The man to plant the bomb now is to be the one to detonate it as well, and he's going to wrap over here. Hiding, biding his time, does drops down, and now just Borup to deal with. Device is gonna...
Both crouch would give him the view to back Ivy. They're gonna boost. He's not seen it, he's not spotted it. Yugi can't tell, and Kaney's gotten 2 kills from atop the train. It's just Device in another clutch hit for Astralis. He has to close it out. A 1-on-3 for Matt Point on Heroic's pick. 1-on-4 rather, even less likely, even less realistic, and knowing he needs to save this orb could just be in the back of his mind. Heroic, they've tapped the bomb, they haven't stuck it yet, but it will be coming through the second time around, and Device with no kills presenting to...
And his bunch of boys just go, you know what, mate? We'll give it another 30. We'll let you just kind of mold over in this one.
Molly straight into main. Astralis given no free room to move. The Dupree's gone out. The E-box smoke missed. It's not a problem. He's got a kill. He doesn't realize they're in Pop Dog. The Molly makes it look clear, but Testis is hiding behind it. Good play from Testis. Oh dear, the orb shot missed the B upper. That's giving Astralis a pick towards that inner sight, and they will not stop. They will just take every opportunity they've been given and go full on with it. Yugi, another entry kill, and Astralis have taken B, and a 4-on-2 overtime for our opening map is looking locked in unless these 2 players on Heroic can stop it. Missed shot from Zipex. He's given his position away, but the Molotov buys him time, and this one looks impossible.
Oh, we're going to overtime.
Won't go for it. They're not going to commit. They're going to bail out again, keeping us on our toes and walking into this 2-man setup in the A side.
Oh, and that's a big kill to find if your name just happens to be Device. Now, Cadium will reply with one of his own. Still holding down the connector, but a missed shot has allowed this bomb into the site. Yugi trying to plug in those numbers, and he will get the bomb planted. Borup boosted up and over, and Yugi will find him in response. So it looks like it's going to be Astralis taking the first round here in overtime. Device is even hounding down Katie.
We'll see which Dane will win Train in these upcoming rounds. Dupree's pushed very fast in the yard. Yugi's lost the bomb though. Testis again gets value from this pop dog position, and he spots the legs as well. He knows they're coming down the ladder, or at least attempting to be, as Astralis also split T-Con.
Look at down go, man. He's on a mission, and Cadian's even joined him. They've double flanked Ivy, but this has left him with like no one in A, and Device is keeping an eye on the wraparound. Now Tessa's still putting up numbers and still a threat, not quite able to best Zipex. And this is where Cadian, coming in late on this main flank, is the second man. Now, has a lot of utility out of this position. They were ready for the first player. They were ready, forced down. But are they going to be ready for Cadian? He hears Zipex running overhead. He's holding for this peek back in. He's got the bomb outside of main. Dupree has cleared all the way through B, but this leaves him a long way away from this bomb. Cadian, the round is in his hands now. It's his for the taking, and Dupree has gone on quite the journey to get back to this A bomb site. Spots Cadian. Still has this bomb to retrieve in the grand scheme of things, and Dupree fighting, looking for the kill, is going to pick it up. 2 in the...
Sooner rather than later, but Astralis are already out and about in the yard. Nico watching that cross. Styles drop the AWP, the bomb follows, and now Yugi in a 1-on-4 with the AWP posted on him. He hits a 98 damage thing through the wall onto Styles, but it still won't be enough for this round.
Oh, but Yugi, he's got his weapon of choice in hand. He's been waiting all day to show us what he can bring to the table. Everyone watch this. This is Yugi in his essence. This is it. This is the round. And another tag onto Cadian. Molly to follow up. Cadian gonna look to re-peek on the back of it. Now held back in pop. Yugi, first kill on the board. Still 3 to find. 2 of them floating around this connector position. The other is Cadian and Pop Dog, and Yugi was aware of this. Starting to swing out. Does retrieve the bomb, has time to play with as well. There's a player in heaven and there's a guy at hell. Now if Yugi deals with one of these, is he going to be ready for the other? He's backing up into the... On the timing, this is going to give a route through CT. Dupree catches a man falling despite being blind, and even then Device as well, ringing out with another. Somehow, some way, Astralis, they just might take this one back in their favor. However, that kill from Borup propels Heroic into this 2-on-4, and it gives them a bit more of a fighting chance, a bit more wiggle room out in this A bomb site. No one pressuring it from Astralis. The only kind of form of defense we've got is Yugi boosted up and an immediate re-peek available from Dupree in the Pop Dog, and he'll swing out.
To be seen, this is a valuable position. He needs to look the right place though, on top of the train, and he's got the kill. Magist down. Device is going to pivot on the site though. He gets a spot. He won't get the shot. Borup given a second chance at life, but he's walking into another AWP. Neither one is safe. You've got to be careful if you're Borup. Device has been taken down. Dupree trades the AWP of Cadian. Still one left up in the hands of Yugi. Dupree is still on the site as well. Good kill. Traded immediately. And now it's going to be down to a 2-on-2 with the bomb only just coming out of T-Con.
Borup and Sound. Such an important 2v2 to keep the dream alive. And Stown has fallen at the first hurdle. Borup now all alone. He does get that bomb planted, but that flash, that has ended him.
Way back, so they've got some fight in them today, and I think that only bodes well for Inferno. It's going to be a tough battle for a team that currently has a 25% win rate on this map, but they have an even lower one on Train. So let's not hold the numbers against Heroic, but those Betway odds, they certainly do hold the numbers against Heroic. 7 to the 1.04 of Astralis. Well, certainly favored in this series are Astralis, moving to one of their better maps, if not their best. So let's see what they got in store for us. That banana Device goes into the setup, but there are 3 men here. The grenade follows that kill, but Astralis are a little bit further back, and Yugi's actually going to manage to trade out for one. His teammate dies right after, and Yugi gets out of there with a bomb. The bomb getting seen in banana will keep Heroic in this double B setup, and that's exactly what Astralis want as they go storming towards the A site.
Yes, indeed, Hugo. Nico going to get Molotov'd out of the pit and looking for these kills. However, he's been betrayed by his little tapping finger. Oh dear, Nico. Oh, he's giving it another go. He's managed to get the reload off. Really don't know how he's stayed alive so long, and now Yugi needs to ace it to find the pistol here for us. Oh dear. 4 of the 5 kills needed coming from... But no, I guess I get my answer pretty quickly. No is the answer.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not like Yugi's bringing such a level that Astralis are desperate for him. Like, we need Yugi to AWP. Like, Device is better, and that's why he's mainly AWPing over. So I don't think the frequency would change, apart from when we see the double AWP. But, ooh! That's quite a lineup. Tesses getting two, dropping off the cart side. He gets pushed back by the Molotov, but will remain inside of the site. And Astralis can't get this plant in with him here. So Device trying to come up long has been flashed off, and will have to use some utility to stay alive. Heroic are really trying to push that kill. Tesses is still here. The re-smoke's coming down for his team, and that's even better. It's brought him more time in the site, but it's making a lot of noise. The Molotov actually burns him out. That's a CT molly as well, landing in the smoke. Tess is firing off, but he wanted to buy so much more time there. He wanted to stay alive even longer, but couldn't really with everything that was going on, with the fact that Astralis knew he was there. They will eventually get that plant in, some damage through the smoke traded by Device, and now Astralis trying to hold on to a 2-on-3.
They don't know just how many players actually lie alongside. Magisk is going to flash himself in over at short and starts to go aggressive.
Ooh.
Device now responsible for this entire long portion of the map, and Cadian, well, just pluck him from the round. Magisk is a hard spot to be in. They double peak at two different levels of elevation. That's a terrifying turn of phrase if you're
bait. And the fact that Tessus gets a kill on A as well, Dupree getting overwhelmed by a Molotov, that's going to send Astralis into this setup. Heroic may look like they have two here, but they've got three already. The first loss, down peaks out wide, he gets a double bomb drop. There's the trade from Zipex, but do they know? Are they ready? Borup is here. He's had a flash assist in the kill feed. That's information that Astralis will surely use to their advantage. They're going to be ready for a man here, and a Molotov will land, forcing him into the open. He's burning. They're watching for it, and Zipex fully blinded gets that kill. What a hero. You could think that if Borup peaked earlier, he probably would have won that round straight up. Now it's still on the cards. Now it's still up in the air. Yugi in a clutch.
Oh, and he stuck the bomb. Nico rushes the smoke. 5 on the board for Heroic, continuing to go floor.
To make do with what you got, and Astralis still have a map to their name in this series. They're looking for just a round in this one. Another fast pace one towards the A site. It's Nico inside of the pit, hiding. Tessa is overwhelmed. Nico's still here, and they haven't cleared it out, but they should be ready for a second man. Short side, Yugi's jumped on his head, and Cadian is now cordoned out of the site by the utility. This is more like Astralis in this round, and Device is even pushing smokes just to make matters worse for Heroic. They might just need to save. Cadian's got low money on this AWP, and even
get into this A bomb site. Nico down in the pit. Also, as Tess says here, it's a double setup in pit for Heroic. Borup in the bomb site has done enough anyway.
20. We've seen teams go on massive leads similar to this and then still lose the map. That is a common occurrence, albeit maybe even more common than winning it after being this dominantly up. Like, you don't see 16-5s anymore, so especially not for Astralis, at least not on the receiving end, right? So we're expecting a bit of a comeback, a bit of a resurgence, and that could be it from Dupree. 2 kills. He lines him up in the apartments to mow down a mop-up, but he's not going to commit. It's down on Banana, shuts down Device. That's a solo player there. The rest of Astralis hitting A, and luckily there is only Tessas left here in the pit on his own. Astralis, they have one man to get past.
Not able to be enough of a nuisance down in the pit, and Borup has been mollied out from Library. Now wrapping up short side, and a Molotov also tries to cut him off, but he responds to it with aggression. He goes through and tries to close the distance over here at short side. He will get taken care of shortly thereafter, and for Borup, probably just going to be a save here. Now, even though Heroic are 8-1 up, they're not at a point where they can really afford to go for rounds like this. The money's still in a semi-vulnerable spot. So yeah, for Borup, he's looking to try and maximize his damage at the very, very least. Hang around, see if you can catch these.
Left up, Tessas, he puts him a kill, he gets traded, boom, that's a round done. Heroic always are going to struggle with retakes into sites where you have a disadvantage. So it's a classic Inferno round there for Astralis. They're looking for a hell of a lot more, because 2 certainly isn't going to be enough in this first half. Molotov on Sound will leave him dead, but the flash is good, and Device is actually going to get taken down. It's a repeat off the back of Borum's flash, and lots of assistance here. Heroic have great utility, and they've completely blown Astralis out of Banana. 4 players here, and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Astralis. They've got to elevate the pace towards A. They know the Heroic had a bit of a stack on that side of the map, so they've got to kill the man in the pit.
Oh, this time they're not able to do that. Dupree, helped out by gravity, meets an unfortunate end. Yugi now all alone, and while he does dispatch the man in the pit, there are a lot of guys on the other side. Even like, oh, there we go. Yeah, bomb plant denied. And hold this A site all alone. A lot of weight on Cadian's shoulders now. They're wrapping up through short. They're wrapping long. And Dupree missed shots onto Cadian. Drops the molly. Tries to stick around and is somehow still alive. He's going to fall back. He's going to fight this one in the 3v2 with the rest of Heroic.
Yeah, big play for Cadian to stay alive here. Just his presence in the apartments is such a distraction, such a thorn in the side of Astralis. They can't look elsewhere. They've got to remain aware of their back to pick some magics in the clutch. Hit. Quick shot, not connected, does some damage, but Magis is low. He can't hang around here forever, but he does get the kill. Not punished for that headshot angle. It does work in his favor, leaving things at a 2-on-2. Magis drops the orb, and now it is just on Nico's. It won't give him a thing, and Magis peeking off the back of it with a flash to follow, but instead he gets naded out, and Astralis make a really good decision to back off into A.
Much faster approach this time. They're finally looking to try and take advantage of this understaffed, underwhelming A-bomb site. Cadian close to the... Oh no! The no-scope misses, as is just sometimes the way. Nico up here on the balcony, a lot to do and not much to get it done with. Story of my life. Testez down through short, now leaves it all on Stown on a 1v4. Gonna try and hold on to the orb.
Cadian's on meme patrol.
Indeed he is. P90 fans around the world rejoicing right now. A Famous as well. It's just a day away from the meta. We've taken a bit of a holiday here. It's the Famous doing damage. Immediately getting put to a close. Here comes the rotation, and Cadian immediately
certainly showed up on the CT side. 10 rounds to their name moving into the second half. If they win this pistol, Astralis might just get blown out the water. If it goes the other way, then the comeback can come in. It's a fast B play though. Heroic don't want to wait us wondering, wait us leaving, or leave us waiting rather, as they run into the bomb site.
Yeah, quick little stumble here and there in Heroic. They are all low. These nades have found a lot of damage. They're closing the gap, but there's still more Astralis players here. Every time they kill one, there's even more. Zipnik's hiding in the smoke. It's chaos, and oh, he's going to go ahead and take down another 2v2 now. And Nico with 1 point of health, one itty-bitty little point of health to his name. He's trapped over in dark. He is stuck at the back of this bomb site. This leaves a lot of the pressure of this round on a man like Borup. Now, this bomb is under Astralis control, but look at Borup, right? Like, no one say anything because it's a very long avant-garde play, but he's going on this big flank in through T-spawn. Now, they do find Nico. We kind of expected it. We kind of knew it was going to happen because we put all our hopes and dreams into this man right here. Let's see if he can deliver. He's come in through this CT wrap.
No, he's dead.
The long way around, but
the second mark is going to buy them even more time, and now Heroic will be silent, which makes it even more obvious for Device, who does decide to rotate. And this is a great call for Astralis.
This molly on Zipex is huge as well. It buys even more time because Heroic have had to wait for this molly to go out, and now they try and push him with it. An array of smokes, an array of flashes going to come on through on the back. Yugi up here on the boost spot does get blinded. Device fares no better, and goodbye B site hold. Everyone falls in a matter of moments.
Wow.
Bomb plant found. Heroic, they take this B site by storm. They don't even where he gets his head back in the game. That's the thing, right? Even if you think back to the road to Rio that just very, very recently came to an end, Device started that looking pretty slow.
Wow.
And then he warmed up into the swing of things and became a real talking point for Astralis.
Well, what's
what do you
right
know?
now?
What do you know, Hugo? It's almost like Device, he started slow, and now he's become a real talking point for Astralis again. 2 kills in this round, and Device, another one. He goes from 4 to 7 at the end of play in this round, and a chance maybe even another. He's aggressing into the top of mid. Oh, most definitely. And oh, Device. Oh, where has he been? Oh, first half he was absent, and now coming alive. Boy, do you feel his presence in this server. But look at Borup. Speaking of presence, this guy has got a lot of ground at long. Device is going to put him back in the earth of which he runs on. And now Dupree looking at short side. Testez has snuck past already, and Dupree is not aware of that. So he ends up getting blindsided. Device now alone in the site. This has gone from looking great to very worrisome. Device up close and helped out by Zipex. This round might be saved after all. Cadian trying to make a big old play, a big boy play here in the 1v3. Damage onto Zipex, not quite the kill. And for the Heroic squad. And if you want to look at someone who has to deliver some heroics, well, for that, we're going to be looking at Mr. Dupree. Now, I hope everyone has thanked Mr. Dupree today. Because if they haven't, he might not have the energy to have this big play from Graveyard that he so desperately needs. So let's see. Has everyone showing him enough gratitude? Dupree dodging the shot of the AWP, and he does manage to deal with Testas. Now sprinting through the long smoke is going to be the other three for Heroic. They deal with the man inside of the site. And a bomb plot now found. 3-on-4 in the retake. Do Astralis want to give this one a go?
What a shot. Device knocks Borup out of the round, jumping across, and now the retake's on. Kit's available. Molotov in the site pushes down to the back, and Magis is going to flash that light. He goes above, and he will go down. Down, taking some damage. Nico the same, but Cadian's already killed Yugi
onto this banana control. You want to be denying this aggression down throughout B. And so the fact that they've discounted it entirely, this has almost got to be an apps drop here from Heroic. They are committed. They are going for it. And Testa's down in the pit. The first man in. And also the first to fall, but maybe the first of many, as one by one Heroic, they get churned up. And this might be a flawless round for Astralis.
How the hell did Dupree get 2 kills there? He was full flash. That grenade will kill him. But he was full white as they came out.
Back towards B. 2 players here. It's Yugi and Zipex. And Zipex is going to get boosted on up for this CT position. Now the utility comes in, but the timing on this boost is great. Wow. Zipex immediately reaps the reward. Puts it back in the advantage of Astralis. Very well timed from him and Yugi at the B site of play. And now for Astralis, you're 4-on-3. You've got utility, and Zipnix is still finding kills through the smoke.
Oh.
Hello! He does try and go in. Nice trades onto Cadian, and this is going to leave Testas in a 1v3. He's trapped in pool, looking for a way out, and he thinks he might find it here at the coffins. There's only one man here to swing wide, and Yugi has that kill.
That much control, but just letting them get away with it, though. He's going to peek on the long corner and get away with a big couple of kills. Majis finding 2, going to flash his teammates up the short side as well, but he's actually been orbed on the repeat. Cadian gets control along, and now Astralis need to dedicate a player to that position. You can see Zipex coming off of B to try and support Spawn. Now, that does mean Yugi can't afford to die inside of the B site. He's playing very safe with his utility, and needs to probably get some of that down, because down could contact play into this site. Zipex has now got to come back and watch his position, and that means Device is split up from Dupree on A, where the bomb is heading. Or not.
Yeah, it's all a little bit unknown right now. It's very much hinging on the information that these guys are able to get, and they will try and hit B. Zipex playing in the pool, and there is a man on the other side of this smoke. Now 3 men to be exact, and that might be too many men. Zipnik's going to try and hold the line. Yugi in the back of the site. This Molotov that Yugi still possesses could be huge in buying time here. And he's going to hopefully throw that in now. Follows up with a nade first. Zipnix with the spray down. And they get stopped in their tracks. The molly comes in. Cadian, does he manage anything here? He gets the first, runs on in. And